James is reviewing this one.
Yeah, you didn't even review it because you didn't finish it.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't want
So
to.
it's a 1980 publication date, republication. So it dates to the 30s and stuff like that. So were you going to talk about the food?
I guess I could.
Well, you made some special garlic bread. I mean, it wasn't bought as garlic bread. You bought it as bread.
Well,
how are you finding?
I got the multi-grain baguette. It's organic. But I got a bunch of these given to me for free, and I was very thankful.
So much better than real baguettes. I don't know how the French can spread around. This is the French, the pretentious French, and I mean pretentious, not every, in France. And there, I'm sure, some very nice people in France. There are some very nice French people here in Canada. They're humble here in Canada. Not so much, the Gaulists and the on one side of things, really pretentious, and then the philosophical.
There are nice people in everywhere.
There are. Exactly.
Yeah.
But so I'm talking about the people in France who think that they know food, and all they're eating is garbagey snails and horrible, like squabs, wee little birds and stuff like that, and they think they've got like the best cuisine in the world.
Yeah, anyway.
Indians, South Asians have got the best cuisine in the world.
Which
at least better than
eating,
French stuff.
I was also given a tikka masala sauce.
Yeah.
And so I had reheats for spinach and lentils and rice, and so I just heated that up, and salad greens with the balsamic.
So baguettes don't impress me. It's like some idiots walking around with some of the worst bread in the world. It's maybe a little bit better than hot dog buns, and only they're baseball size or bat size or something like that.
I minced up some garlic. I stuck it on. I put the loaf, closed it up again, and put it on. Put it in the oven, wrapped up in foil, and then after a while, I took it out and I drizzled on some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil. That's what I did to make my garlic toast.
Tasting pretty good?
Yep, it's good.
It's good to do advertisements for yourself. Mm-hmm. So, I guess I'll start up with this review. So, this is the same. The reason why I read this, despite Pauline's warnings not to. How many pages do you think you got through? Maybe 30? Not even that much. Was because I used to like watching The Saint on TV. It's like where I first ran across Roger Moore, or he ran across My Sensibilities or something like that. And frankly, that TV show, at least as I recall it, is better than the original, which is based the original book series. Now maybe the series is just phenomenal, and this book is just awful. So I've got a list of 12 books here that they published in this Charter series. Charter is the name of the Charter books. So I don't know if they're still in business. Like I say, this was published reprinted over 40 years ago, 1980. But it originally was published in 1937. And it is funny to get the references to, like, this takes place in Canary Islands, kind of like a colony of Spain, offshore possessions. I don't know if when the Spaniards landed there were actually some indigenous people. It could have been there, it could easily not have been. So Canary Islands, I've been there. It was kind of, I think I visited a different island, and that's focused on here. But it's funny how he's talking about the Nazis. This is 37, it's a couple of years before World War II started. And I think maybe the Spanish Civil War was going when the guy was writing. Just because it was published in 37 doesn't mean the guy wrote it in 37. He could have wrote it in 36, and I think that's when the Spanish Civil War started. So The saint is a guy called Simon Templar, and he characterizes himself as the saint. Like he actually will sign notes with a little. It's described as a
Stick
skeleton with a halo.
Mm.
Yeah, it's described by
Stick man.
Leslie Charters. Now I should say I don't know if Leslie was back then. I think Leslie tended to be the guy's name, the gal's name, but so it could be a man or a woman. But the way it's written, I can't imagine writing a woman writing something this long. So this guy, he's always going on about how the saint has figured everything out. He's just, but he keeps on, like when you take a gun away from a bad guy, you never give it back. Okay, he does it at least once. I think it's
Why?
2 or 3 times. Well, it's because the plot has got to be stretched out over 250 pages, right? Yeah, 257 pages. I mean, if you get a bad guy's gun, you put him in jail, or you pop him one in the head, and he's gone, right? But he did it at least once, and I think by the time I really noticed it was a pattern. He's done it at least once before, maybe twice. So, and it's only at 257 pages. When you do it twice in 257 pages, you're dumb. So it was any variety of things. Like he's pretending he's a guy called Toombs, and he's dealing with a bunch of thieves at a so-called picnic. He's using figurative speech here. But what happened is he has a note sent to him in his pocket. He should know that what he's been doing is basically working with these guys, and they're not trusting him, so they're always training guns on him and stuff like that. And but he's walking around. This guy Charters always goes. He's always, he's so brilliant. He's figured this, that, and the other. But he's walking around with a note to him addressed to Simon Templar. Okay? Now they've heard of Simon Templar. I guess he's got a reputation as the saint. Kind of ridiculous. Anyway, as being this fearsome kind of outlaw, kind of anti-hero kind of character. And so he's a thief, but he works, like helping people out and all this kind of stuff. And he ends up thieving at the end. He just, like he thieves enough so that from the bad guys that he doesn't have to thieve from the good guys. So I don't want to give too much away. So the reason why I read it, I want to make it clear, is I will read pretty well anything if it has something to do with, I'm not talking about high culture, just general culture in general. So this was famous at one point in time, so that almost a generation after the book or series was put out, they made a TV series out of it, starring Roger Moore. So I wanted to find out what it was about, and yeah, it was amazing. It reminded me a little bit. Did you notice that he was always puffing on? Well, maybe no, puffing on cigarettes.
No.
Okay, so you hadn't noticed that, but it reminded me of T.S. Eliot's line from the love song J.F.O. Prufrock. I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. In coffee spoons. I can't remember what the preposition is. And this Simon Templar, or Leslie Charters, really, Simon Templar, he measures off his life or his tail with cigarettes. He measures off his life with cigarettes. And it